What is up, my YouTube fam? I ain't been on here in a minute. I know. I'm sorry. Been a little busy. But tonight I got a special one for you, and it's a start of something we're gonna be doing a little bit of, a lot of bit of. There's a bunch of good players on the Georgia defense. I think there's a lot of questions about how Georgia gets what they get done on that defensive side of the football. Very complex system. I spent about an hour before recording this intro. I'm going to spend about another 2 hours watching it before I bring you the full package on Azeez Ojulari. But good Lord, man, it'd take me a whole year to figure out all the stuff they do on that defensive side of the football. So it's just a testament to that staff, how they relate all this information to these young players, how they get them to still play fast and efficient and without a lot of misassignments. But before we get into it, man, I want to tell y'all I appreciate y'all. Haven't seen you in a while. For that, I apologize. But before we get going, feel free to like, subscribe, all that good stuff down there. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, tell your family, tell people you don't like, don't care. Just I appreciate all you guys' support. I really do. My YouTube fan base is following, I should say, not fan base. My following is some of the stronger following that I've got. Even it pales in comparison, or Twitter pales in comparison to what you guys do. So feel free to comment, tell me what you think I should be doing, what I should get better at, and all that good stuff. I'm hoping to free up a little bit more time to do things like this in the future. So I appreciate you guys. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
All right, so the first thing you need to know about playing defensive end or outside linebacker in this case for Azeez Ojulari at the University of Georgia is that it's a team-based pass rush. Okay, what that means is part of the time your job is to set up other people on your defensive line to get a pressure or get a sack. Right here, you're going to be seeing Georgia run a four-man pressure. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody else is in coverage. All right, what I mean by this is you're going to see Azeez Ojulari. His job is to slant in here, but not just slant. His job is to take two to allow Devontae Wyatt to get around and get the QB pressure right here. What you're going to see is Azeez do a great job of selling the outside move to occupy that defense or that left tackle, and then rip hard inside to grab the attention of that left guard and Trey Smith. And what it ends up doing is, and I know Brian Maurer completed this ball, but watch it from the back. Okay, boom, sells that hard outside rush up the field. Got to get this tackle up the field, sell that outside rush, and then rip inside, get your face across his face and occupy him. Boom. Now we've got two guys blocking one. Devontae Wyatt gets around. This is what I like to call being a team-first pass rusher. Okay, you're going to see it all through the film tonight from Azeez Ojulari. And later, this right here is going to force a pick in this football game. Okay, we're going to watch 3 games tonight, starting with Georgia versus Tennessee, moving to Georgia, Florida, and then finishing off with the final game against Baylor. Team first pass rusher right there. Now, I don't know if Azeez got great bend. I don't know if he's got great burst. But what he does do is he hand fights really well in pass rushing situations. Now, he doesn't get the sack, but he does apply a little pressure on Maurer right here. But watch his hand fight. Good stab, and then he slaps the outside hand down there from Morris. And see what I mean? There's not great bend, okay? But he applies pressure right here, and he hand fights really, really well. He's winning this rep. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. He's getting there, okay? But it's not incredible bend, but it is great hand fighting. Good slap. I like how he identifies that outside hand from Morris. Look, boom. Morris goes to stab. What's Azeez do immediately? He slaps that hand down. Boom. Now we got a free rush. Now what I would like to see is this left and this inside hand now rip up and get through. Now we can get flat instead of ending up boom. Now we get bent running the circle. Now look, Wanya is a good tackle. He didn't play great in this football game, but he is a very talented, fleet of foot, big guy. Okay? But that's a great hand fight right there. We just still got to finish a little bit tighter, bending that edge. And what causes that is right now we got to fire that inside hand forward, get inside here and bend flat, because what ultimately happens is Maurer feels this pressure, step up, boom, okay, gets the ball out. Eric Stokes is just a dude. Azeez really favored this long arm, this near arm stick. Watch him. This inside hand, boom. He loves this move right here, and he's really powerful with it. This is good leverage. Look, outside foot planted hard into the ground, inside hand right on the chest. And he's going to take this 330-pound freshman from Grayson High School, and he's going to put him on skates. Okay, it's another pressure. And again, Eric Stokes being a dude out there. But Azeez really favors this. Now, I don't know how many more pass rush moves he's got in his repertoire at this point, but he likes this long arm stick, and it's powerful. Don't get me wrong. He added a lot of weight going into this offseason or going into this 2019 football season, and he's maintained it, which is always good to see from a young guy putting on a bunch of weight. He's up to about, I would say he's playing at about 240 right here at 6'3". It's a good long arm. Okay? That guy's got no chance right now. He's in a very bad body position. But he's a great athlete, so he recovers just a little bit. But he's getting slung around by Azeez Ojulari right there. That is a quarterback pressure. The other thing I noticed about Azeez is he's got great play recognition. I mean, you can tell he played some outside, some off-ball linebacker in his day at Marietta High School where he's from because of this right here. Look, he identifies this game coming from Wanya Morris. This guy's not interested in doing anything. He's free releasing right now. So what's that tell me? Screen. Boom. Suck out with him and make a play. Okay, now Eric Stokes being Eric Stokes. I'm telling you what, Eric Stokes pops up everywhere I go watching Georgia tape. He is just an absolute baller. But that's great play recognition. Let's watch it from the back from Azeez. Playing with good effort. Watch how quickly he sniffs this out and rides the butt of this tackle. He basically makes Wanya Morris's blocking assignment useless because he rides him to the point where he can't get flat enough to get to the alley defender, which is the corner in this case. It's Eric Stokes. And he forces this this wide receiver to bust back outside because there's nowhere to go because Azeez is eating it up. It's great play recognition from a young football player right there. Watch it one more time. Azeez going into this game, obviously, he must have thought, he's favoring the outside pass rush almost the whole time. He must have thought he could get the edge on Wanya Morris, coming into Neyland Stadium. You got to start in left tackle. That's a true freshman, really first big-time SEC football game. Watch him get done up against Georgia State. Azeez must have just thought he could grab the edge. The only thing is, that's all fine and dandy, but what I want to see is, look, here you got to understand something. They're playing a four-man surface right here. They're pretty much leaving Wanya Morris on him out here by himself. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. These four got 1, 2, 3 and are responsible for one of these guys. Considering the backs on the left, I would imagine that these four are responsible for 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so you got a one-on-one situation. Watch what happens. Trey Smith's going to slide inside. He recognizes game, so he's got his eyes outside just a little bit. But there is a lot of space right here to occupy. And Wanya's already leaning way off. Look at his feet. His feet are way off at this point. He is not in a winnable position as a left tackle. We have got to find a way as a defensive pass rusher at this point to capitalize on this bad body position. This is not good. And all of this space. So what do? We can toss this guy. I've seen Azeez Ojulari toss 330-pound men. So we got to get that inside arm up underneath that right armpit and toss this dude this way while we rip inside and take care of all that space instead of just getting pushed all around the outside of the circle. Look, again, bad body positioning. We're getting good hands there. We're trying to fight really hard to get good hands from Azeez, but we just got to get back inside. Okay, and he tries a little spin late, I think. Yeah, see, he tries to spin back late. Let's get that earlier. Let's have a plan and a pass rush. At this point right here, let's get inside body position. Let's get up underneath that armpit, toss this dude out, and work our way back inside for a sack or at least a QB pressure. Don't let Gorantano get this ball off like that. Hello, Richard LeCount. This is what I'm talking about. You can't watch Georgia football on tape and not see Richard LeCount pop up all over it. All right, we talked about being a team-first pass rusher. This is it right here. I told you it's going to create a turnover. It's going to create a turnover. If you do what coach is asking you to do, eventually it will create opportunities for your teammates. Maybe not yourself, but your teammates. Here we go. Kind of similar stunt here, But instead of wrapping the defensive tackle, we're going to wrap Monty Rice, send him in C-gap. But the only way this works is if Azeez Ojulari takes 2. And he's going to take 2. Boom. Literally taking 2. Wanye's got nothing but a little flipper out here to get on Monty Rice. What happens? Monty gets a QB pressure, and there's that guy. Mama, there goes that man. Richard LeCount with an interception. But again, it's all caused by what Azeez does up front, being a team-first pass rusher and getting in there and taking 2 with a hard inside move. But look, he sells the outside move first, gets the attention of the left tackle, and then sucks him inside. That is a winnable rep and a havoc play created for Georgia by number 13, finished off by number 2. And a great tight wrap. Look how tight wrap this is for Monty. Look, he even throws up the inside arm. This is a good rip move, good tight rip. Wham! Gets low, gets up underneath the pads, and gets a pressure. It's a great rep from everybody involved right there. See, now this is the thing, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it, especially in the as we move forward with some clips. This is the thing about Azeez's game that I'm not so sold on. Yeah, we can bend a little better. We can get off the ball a little better. We can show some more twitch and explosiveness. I don't see why we're doing this, okay? Identifies pass rush. He's got flat. He's the flat defender in this defense right now. This is an outside linebacker being an outside linebacker instead of an outside linebacker being a pass rusher at this point. This just looks really stiff to me. And I know the ball never comes over here, but to me, this looks like an exposed athlete. We're going to show it a lot more in a clip against Florida here in a little bit, but I don't like this. Let your guy do what he does best. And I know we're bringing blitz. I know this is Mark Webb, I believe. I know he's firing, which means this guy's got to come off. I know we're trying to show some varied looks and all that good stuff, and it works. But I don't like this. This doesn't look like a guy that's comfortable doing this playing in space. And we'll see it against Florida. We can question his bend. We can question his burst. One thing you can't question is Azeez Ojulari's play strength. When he gets his hands on you, this is why I would have liked to see him shuck Wanye inside or outside in a clip earlier, because he's got the play strength to do so. This is one of his 2.5 sacks against Tennessee. Watch him rip this man down on his face and pursue Maurer and get a sack. We'll watch it from the tight. You get a much better look at it. Yeah, you deserve to celebrate. Go get it. All right, watch him. He'll get hands on, and then he'll forcibly rip down. Boom. Okay? This is what he's got to do more of. He's got to get hands on. Okay, once we identify, he's trying to set the edge right now, but he's identifying pass rush at this point right now. He's going to rip and dip and then bend the edge. This is a great rep, right? Obviously, it ends in a sack. Duh, it's a great rep, Brooks. But this is a guy that, at this point, we got a guy leaning, right? Just like that other clip we saw him leaning a little bit outside. This time he's leaning over his toes. We have got to capitalize every time we catch a guy in a bad body position. Rip him down, get back outside, bend the edge, and go get the sack. That's a great rep, but we got to do it more often. Talked about that long arm, right? He favors the long arm a lot. Here you're going to see it again. Watch that. Inside arm stick. He likes this inside long arm. And he's powerful with it. Again, woo, that's good body positioning. I'd like to see a little bit more lean. Right? I'd like to see us get really, really leaning on this guy. If we do, we probably bull rush him just a little bit better. But we push him in there. That's a pressure. Holy Kyle Pitts. Georgia fans, y'all remember this. This whole first half against Florida. But back to Azeez. I like this body positioning. It could be better, right? We could get a little lower. But that's powerful. He's pushing a 315, 320-pound tackle back into his set. And Kyle Pitts, man. Good God. All right. You learn something every once in a while on this channel, too. We're not just highlighting football players. This is a no-no. When Coach Smart talks about playing gap-control defense, everybody having their assignment, if I could cuss, if I wanted to swear on this channel, we're going to call this two people in one hole. Football coaches would call it something a little bit different. But I'm going to show you what this is a no-no right here. Okay? Look at big Tyler Clark, and big Jordan Davis, two people, if you will, in one hole. Can't have it. Now, this guy's pretty good, okay? He's got a real shot to make an NFL camp this year. P. Ryan right here. He sees this. Look at his eyes. I got two people in one hole. I got Azeez Ojulari setting the edge like he's supposed to be. There is nothing for me out here. But guess what? There is something. There's something for me right here because someone didn't fill their gap correctly. Boom. Back cut, 9-yard gain. Okay? All because, and again, this has nothing to do with Azeez. I know we're on a Azeez clip, but when I see a coaching point, got to get a coaching point. Two people in one hole. Can't have it. Got to play gap assigned defense if we're going to stop the run. Now, this is one of, I think the only successful run Florida had in this entire football game. So we'll give it to him. But this can't happen. I bet Coach Smart lit him up when he saw him in film study. Bet Coach Lanning lit him up when he saw him in film study. And I don't know who's wrong. It might be Clark. Clark goes with the inside move right here. It could be Davis. Davis over pursuing just a little bit. But somebody's wrong. Let's get back to Azeez. All right, this is the very next play. 2nd and 1, right? We just had a 9-yard gain by P. Ryan. Florida coming back. It's the opening drive of the football game. We've already seen a couple good plays from Azeez. We're going to see another one right here. Now, Malik Herron makes this play, but it's really created the opportunity for the stops created by Azeez doing what he's supposed to do as a run defender at the top of the screen. Okay? They're just running, believe it's power. Now, they're running counter over here, okay, to the top of the screen. But watch what Azeez does to this block over here. This is big boy SEC football, and we're going to watch it from the tight because this is Azeez Ojulari sticking his nose in and making a play right here on 2nd and short. Now, again, Malik's, getting flat, busting his butt to this football, and he makes the play. But watch Azeez over here on the top. Watch him shrink space. Identifies down block, right? We're going to shrink the space. Oh, I got a pulling guard coming to me. Let me stick my face in him. I'm going to attack the point, and I'm going to hold it. And I'm going to shed the block, and I'm going to fall in on the tackle on 2nd and 1. We're going to hold him short, and we're going to fight our butt off on 3rd down to get off the field. That is playing SEC football. So is this on this backside. Malik Herron's a dog. All right. But this is only created because Azeez is shrinking space. He's attacking the puller. He's keeping his outside arm free. And he's finishing the play. That is pitch perfect the way they coach it up in the defensive meeting room. Playing defensive end, playing outside linebacker, setting the edge, playing out on the edge in the SEC is not just about making sacks. There's a reason why they put this stuff on the all 22 clips. Identify your situation. It's 2nd and 15, ball on the 44. Okay, so I think it's the 2nd possession. Florida's got the ball. Now they're running the game stunt up at the top. We call these games. Okay, defensive end goes in. D-tackle wraps. I call this a game stunt. I don't know what everybody else calls it, but this is a sack right here, and it's quick. Okay, Azeez going to sell a little bit of an outside move, and he's going to rip in. Again, we got a 4-man slide, I would presume. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pitts helping in. Okay, so we're going to call it 5. It's a 6-man protection when you include the back. All right, so everybody's working this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This dude's supposed to be out on an island. Now, what causes an issue here is Azeez is going to rip inside. I think it's Devontae White. Devontae White's going to go outside. These two are left holding the bag. They don't know what to do. This is a bad rep from 61. I'm calling it on 61 because what happens here is we've got a regular set from 72 and a quick set from 61, which opens up a whole bunch of space in here. Rip inside. Good job by the outside hand. Watch the outside hand from Azeez. Watch this hand right here. Watch him rip. Woo. Up underneath the pads. Game over. All right, and here's why I think it's on this left guard. I'll show you. Boom, right there. Man, that is a coach is going to eat me alive in film study on Monday. Coach probably did too, but Brooks going to eat you alive right now. Okay? But this is a great – I mean, I think Georgia coaches these stunts up as well as just about anybody. This defensive tackle, Devontae White, getting his hands on right now is what really separated. If he would have just kind of lollygagged around and then went outside, I don't think this stunt hits as well as it did. But him getting his hands on sucked up the guard. The guard quick setting definitely doesn't help either. But that's sack lunch on 2nd and 15. Know your situation. Know they're coming after the passer. And know they're probably going to give you something. And they did. Great job by all involved. All right, another coaching point. This is for all you young defensive ends that are watching these clips, and I hope some of y'all are. I know some of you recruits that I talk to, some of you guys need to get in here and watch this stuff because it'll teach you. All right, this is a really disciplined football player. Okay, that's why he was one of the first freshman captains, the first freshman captain under Kirby Smart ever at the University of Georgia. Watch him. He's getting down block and a pull from this backside guard. See his guard? He's coming on his way. Okay? Most young defensive ends, they're just going to sprint straight to the quarterback. And that might work for you in high school. But watch Azeez. Shrink space first. Make sure it's not the run. We're going to keep outside hand free in case it is a run. And then at this point, boom, now we're going to rip, bend the edge, and rush. And look at Jermaine Johnson on the backside too, or the front side. He does the same thing. We get a little patience to make sure we got check draw, okay, early down, right? It's probably first or second down here. And then we're going to get after the passer with relentless effort. This is 2 really good football reps from 2 really good football players. I like all of that. Now we get a pass interference down here from Mark Webb. But that is a moot point. We are here talking about these defensive linemen. Great job from all involved. All right, I promised you that we were going to show some slight exposure here from Azeez doing this playing in space stuff. And I get it. They're an odd front defense. At some point, you got to have your outside linebackers do some outside linebacker type stuff instead of just playing defensive end. What they're going to do here is they're going to take Pitts, another tight end, and the running back, split them all out. And what happens is Azeez has to end up all the way out here outside the numbers, damn near at the sideline, doing God knows what. Okay, and what his job here is, clearly after we watch the rep, you'll see he's supposed to redirect number 2 and lock up with number 3. Watch how this works. Now, this right here is a prime example on why I'm not so sold on this guy playing quarterback for Florida. Okay, if I'm this quarterback and I see this dude out here in space, I am picking on him. Just to let y'all know, it is 2nd and 6 right now. Look, here's the second down marker right here. We got 6 yards to go. I am picking on this dude. Wherever he wants to go, I'm attacking that. Because I damn sure ain't going after Eric Stokes. I damn sure ain't going after Tay Crowder. And I damn sure ain't going after Richard LeCount. I'm going after this dude, the dude that's meant to set the edge and rush the passer. And what happens? We got this guy running clear across on a drag, putting his hand up in your face with all this space in the world on 2nd and 6. But instead, we're going to go after the cover 3 down here. And not only that, we're going to throw a really bad football. Okay? That, to me, playing quarterback is the number 1 decision-making position in all of sports. Okay? You got to be a good decision-maker. This is not good decision-making. It's not a good decision from Kyle Trask in a football game where they need to score right here on this possession. We're late in this football game at this point. And what I'm concerned about is he never even looks. He never looks. I mean, he just looked to the sideline, but he took a quick peek. He never identified who it was. He never cared to take a look. He's got his eyes. He knows where he's going. And look who just popped into the screen. You're running back, running a drag against a guy who wasn't even in the picture when we saw him. I don't get it. That's not, a guy that people are saying is going to have a Joe Burrow leap in year 3 or year 2 as a starter. That ain't it to me. And again, this is exposure right here. I don't like this. I like him setting the edge. I like him rushing the passer. I like him hand fighting. I don't like him into the boundary trying to play man-to-man with a running back because he doesn't redirect number 2. He's in bad body positioning right here. Whoop, open, back up, fail. And now we're twisted again. He don't look comfortable doing it. And I understand it happens, okay? And he does a great job competing out there, but I don't like seeing it. When I say that, he doesn't display a ton of bend out on the edge, this is what I'm talking about. He's trying to do what we call a ghost technique, where he's been showing that long arm, that inside stick into the chest all game. All right, we talked about, showing some bend. I think this is his best bend rep, if you will, bend rep. Showed some hands, flashed some hands, and then dipped up underneath. Now, we don't get the sack here, but we do create a little bit of a pressure, make him step up. Watch him. All right, showed the hand, got up underneath, bend. Now we fall down. We lose our feet, but that's okay. Make him step up, make him uncomfortable, make him throw off platform. Now he forces a completion right here. But this is all good stuff. I like this. This is him getting better throughout the season, right? We watched game 1. We watched game 5 or 6 from Florida. And then we're in here. Well, Tennessee wasn't game 1, but you get what I'm saying. First SEC real matchup against a decent tackle. We got better against Florida, and he's getting much better here against Baylor with good hand. We talked about against Florida. I want to see you flash some hands just to make this guy throw. Watch what happens. As soon as he flashed hands, this guy had to throw his hands. And now, boom, we're up underneath. Over. Rep win. We'll take that all day. I'm not going to lie. I'd be absolutely lying to you if I told you that earlier in the season, I wasn't questioning a little bit of the effort based off what I saw on tape for number 13. Now, you don't become a captain without playing with it, playing with immense effort. This is playing with immense effort, which tells me it took him a little while to get into full-on game conditioning because there's a couple of people on this field that don't leave the field. This guy didn't leave the field very much this year in Tay Crowder. 13 did not leave the field very much in 2019 for the University of Georgia. So it took a little while. This is effort. And holy shit. We're going to watch it from the top because there's a guy that I told you that always pops up when you're watching defensive Georgia tape. So we're going to just let you see what he did right here. Watch this guy. This is Richard LeCount. Talking about setting the daggum edge and doing it with force. We'll get back to Azeez. Watch this. Number 2. I am smitten with you, sir. Setting the daggum edge, forcing the ball back inside. And guess who knew it? Guess who knew what he did? Look at him. He like, yeah. All right, back to Azeez. Okay, this is good effort. It's what we call taking 2. Okay, and we'll show you the very next clip. He does the same exact thing in a different type of option play. But this is taking 2. Quarterback cannot keep this ball because you've got C-gap. Great job. Boom. Denied 1. Now let's chase number 2. Boom. That's taking 2. It's a good effort rep. But, I can't help but be all over number 2. Oh, my God. Dude play so physical. The very next play, Azeez Ojulari taking 2 again. Playing with tremendous effort. Quarterback's reading him. Now I got a pitch. He's the pitch man. And boom, we get flat and play with great effort. That's leadership. That's leading with effort right there. Even though he just gets hands on him, forces him out of bounds, that's taking 2. Because Tay Crowder gets sucked in right here. I don't know what happened. I don't know what he's doing. He may have B gap. I don't know what his responsibility is. He's probably supposed to have pitch man right here. But that's even they're crack replacing out here too, so he probably would have got picked. But which would have left Lewis Seen chasing that ball down. Y'all seeing that? Y'all know what a crack replace is? Wide receiver over here. Let's watch it from the wide. Sorry. Wide receiver right here is probably got number 1. Okay, excuse me. Number 2 wide receiver. Number 1 is running Eric Stokes off there in man. Okay, number 2 has what they call crack replace. He's supposed to crack number 1, first or most dangerous man, MDM. Supposed to take the most dangerous man, but he gets sucked up into the play, so he ends up rerouting to Lewis Seen. what should happen if Tay Crowder is reading their correct keys, he should be taking pitch man, which means number 2 is going to lock up him, putting Lewis Seen out in the alley with the pitch man. Doesn't end up happening, which is why there's a 6-7 yard gain right here. But Azeez Ojulari playing with great effort. This is what we're talking about. 2 plays in a row, Azeez taking 2 and playing with tremendous effort. That's great stuff. Sack fumble, me boy. Here we go. Azeez Ojulari getting after on the edge and creating a sack fumble. This is what it's all about right here, playing defensive end, turning the offense over. And again, if Azeez wins on pass rushing moves, it's because he hand fought extremely well. It's not because he beat a guy with a speed rush. Occasionally he'll win with the bull rush. It's not because he ghosted somebody and bent the edge like crazy. It's because he got good hands and fought off the tackle every time. So if he can continue to be, successful with his hand fight and do it on a more consistent basis, I think he'll, he's got a high, I think his ceiling is around 9.5, 10 sacks. I don't see a 12.5, 13 sack guy. I just don't see that. I see a really good run defender. I see a guy that can hand fight really well. I see a guy that sets up his teammates and is a team-oriented pass rusher like you have to be at Georgia. And I see a high-effort football player. But I don't see, a crazy bend. I don't see a 12.5 sack guy. It's just not what I see. But I do see a guy that can do this. That's good football. That is a good defensive pass move or pass rush move right there. But it's going to have to be – I think he needs to do this more. He needs to show that long arm like we saw earlier because he shows it. Boom. There he goes. But what's he do? He pulls it back, rips it underneath after getting an outside club, right? Boom, outside club, and then ripping back underneath. Wow. Okay? And getting flat. He can win like that. I like it overall.